Hey you guys, what's up? What's up? What's happening? Happy Monday. It's Michelle Eldridge with you, and I am so excited to be here. It's been a couple days since I've been live on my personal page, but I'm here and I want to share something pretty important with you guys. And first of all, if you are new, drop the word new in the comments below. I want to welcome you and thank you. Even if you're not seeing this live, that's irrelevant. And if you're on the replay, say replay below. I like to talk to everybody. So if you're live, what's up? Happy Monday. Let me know what y'all are doing. Has your day been awesome? I hope it has. Where are you tuning in from? That's always super important for me to know. I'm coming at you guys with no makeup on whatsoever. I've already done my skincare routine. And so, yeah. Hello. Thank you. This is like day 4 hair. I just redone it today with a straightener brush that I love from Hey Candy. So, hey Crystal, hey Gina, I'm going to give some shout outs really quick. Hey Kayla, what's up? What's up Donna, Tracy, you guys, hi. So, thank you for sharing. If at any time you feel like you're getting value at all, or maybe there's somebody that you think maybe need to hear it, please feel free to share. So, this subject, and you see I'm standing up, right? This subject is super touchy for a lot of people, and it's also really important. It's important if you don't know and you think you may have anxiety issues. It's important if you do know that you do. It's important if you love someone that may suffer from these things for you to hear this so that you may be able to understand them better. So I want to share this with you. Understand that I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. And if you do have these symptoms, I urge you to see a physician if you can, okay? So, a lot of you have been asking me, Michelle, are you okay? Like, something is off. Especially on Instagram, if you watch my stories, most of the questions, Michelle, are you okay, have been over there. And so, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live and we're gonna talk about it. So let's just do it. So if you or someone you know, you don't have to say who they are unless you feel comfortable. Or if it's yourself, you don't have to say unless you're comfortable saying it. If someone you know suffers from any kind of mental illness whatsoever, raise your hand, because I love for people to see, and be aware that it's not just a little thing. It's a lot of people. It truly is. My husband and I both do. Yes, I'm a single mom, but I am married and I do love my husband very much. But he does as well, and we're both different. So it's important to understand. So, okay. All right, let's go. So, the first thing, I don't have these numbers. I'm going to lie to you. I almost lied. But the first thing is excessive worrying. And, how do I explain it? Like, we're going to worry, we're normal people. Humans are going to worry, when it comes to like financial things or things going on in their life, they're going to worry. But if it's excessive worrying, like really excessive, you cannot get it off your mind. You literally are worrying 24/7. If your spouse goes to the store and you're worrying the entire time that something has happened, then it may be to do with anxiety. So there's the first one. So excessive worrying. Next one. So I wrote these down so I don't miss any. Sleep problems. Okay. So a lot of us can, have a couple bad nights rest and it's fine. Humans do that, right? But if you literally have sleep problems, whether you sleep too much or not enough, and this is a consistent thing in your life, you may have an anxiety issue. If you're laying in bed and you're every single night and you're worried about your health or your financial situation or anything at all that's keeping you up, that's not just like once in a blue moon. Understand me, this needs to be like if it's a consistent thing and you're either sleeping all the time or not at all, very little bit, then you probably have some kind of anxiety issue. Okay, the next thing, irrational fear. So, if we're going to be like, if you're going to go talk, if you're going to push the go live button, you're going to get nervous, especially if it's the first time. If you're going to talk in front of a big group of people, or you're going to do anything, you're going to be scared. You're going to be nervous, but you're going to get over it. You're going to be able to be coached into it, and you're going to be able to do it, and it's going to be awesome. But there is no way, like you feel like you're absolutely gonna die if you go on that stage, or if you talk to that group of people, or if you push that button, you are gonna freak out. Or even asking for help in like a store. Like if that freaks you out and you get scared, like, nope, I'll wing it, or I'll just leave. Like anything irrational that terrifies you, that probably is an anxiety issue. Okay. So I see people that they're hopping off and they're hopping on, and I think it's hilarious. And it's so sad. It's so sad, because people want to so quickly act like somebody doesn't care, or they're lazy, or they're wrong, or they're this, or they're that, because they're not aware, because they're not educated. But when they have the chance to be educated, they check out. And this is why I'm here. Okay? This is why I'm here. Okay, all right. So, next, muscle tension. So, you may be like me and almost 30, but not even there yet. And you have like these back pains, and your muscles hurt, and you clench your jaws, and your fists are tight all the time, or something. And that's probably something to do with anxiety. If you're all the time, your jaws are clenched, or your fists are clenched, and you're just finding yourself that way, or you're always tightening up your muscles, and you don't really realize it's more of a habit, or you get these aches and pains in places, and you're like, how did I even do that? Why is my jaw cracking every time I open my mouth? It's probably because you have some sort of anxiety, and it really will affect you if you're not aware of it, because you're doing it unconsciously, and it will affect you in the long run. And so we're all going to get aches and pains sometimes. I'm telling you this as a continuous thing. Anything that I'm saying has to be out of normal, right? Out of the normal, more like excessively, right? Okay. Yeah, see, you guys know, if you have it, you definitely know, and you feel it and you get it. Whether you're a jaw clencher, or it's your back, or it's your shoulders, you don't really know that you're doing it, but you're doing it, and then it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, and there's really nothing you can do for it unless a doctor gives you something. And for some of us, you can't let a doctor give you anything. So, okay, next, now, chronic indigestion, and better known as like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. If you feel like some of these things have related to you, and you either have an overactive bowel or way underactive, then it probably means you have anxiety issues, because it will play into it. Trust me, your mind affects your entire body. It affects everything about you. It literally does. You can break your arm and really focus on it, and your arm will hurt a lot worse. If you break your arm and you freak out about it, you have anxiety, it's going to make it 10 times worse. But if you break your arm and you try to focus on something else, it's going to hurt less. It's just so insane how much your mind affects your body. So if you have chronic indigestion issues and you don't really know why, but some of these other things are relating to you, that's probably why. Okay, so we're going to I don't really want to say this one again, so I'm going to skip it. Let's see. Social consciousness is a good one. So like if you go out in public and you really feel like, how do I explain it? You really feel like all the eyes are on you, and they're really not. Like, if you were at home thinking about it, you would be like, no, they're not even caring about me. But if you're out and you're thinking, they're going to think my hair looks bad, I can't leave unless I've got my makeup on, or I can't, I don't want to go in there unless I wash my kid's face, or I don't want to wait. Everybody's staring at me. Everybody's staring at me. I got to go. Or if you just feel like everything is just like like closes in on you when you're around a lot of people in a store or any kind of environment, the doctor's office, whatever, it's because it's probably an anxiety issue. Just being real, okay? So next is panic, 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 panic. And I don't mean, oh God, something bad happened, let me freak out, right? Panic happens, we're human. What I mean by panic is you can be sitting in the recliner, doing nothing, thinking nothing that you're aware of or that you're consciously doing, and all of a sudden you start getting hot, sweating, your chest is hurting, it's beating so fast, and you are literally thinking you're having a heart attack. You're breathing fast, you're breathing hard, like all of a sudden out of the blue. That is anxiety. That's a panic attack. That's real, and that's out of the blue. It's not like, oh, something bad happened, let me panic about it. That's human. Just chilling, and all of a sudden you feel like you're having a stroke. That's a panic attack. That's anxiety related. Okay? So know the difference. Know the difference. Okay. Next, flashbacks. So flashbacks are associated more with PTSD, but it is still an anxiety issue. So when you, like, say there was a traumatic event in your life and it still will come vividly into your mind and it repeats itself, like you can see it and it haunts you still. Like there's things that we'll never forget, but they shouldn't be like in our minds flashing before our eyes without us being aware of it, without us being conscious of the thought, it just happening over and over and over. That could be PTSD, which is an anxiety issue. So now, perfectionism. So perfectionism is you feel like everything has to be right or nothing. You need it to be right or nothing at all. Like absolutely 100% or 0%. And that's it. No in between. Like that's what you think. And it's so hard for you to do anything that you may get 60% or 70%. It might be in your mind, you're rating yourself 70%. It's so hard if you do that and it's not 100%. It's hard for you to think that it won't be 100%. It's so hard. Perfectionism is a really, really, really hard topic because unless you have it, you don't realize. You don't realize how hard it is to make yourself do anything. Like just going live without my makeup on, it's been the hardest thing ever. But I've been trying to do things that scare me more lately and grow the best that I can. Next is compulsive behavior. Compulsive behavior as in nobody else can do your dishes. You've got to do them the same way. Not just one thing though. It has to be more than one thing. So like your dishes have to be put away the right way, the same way every day. Nobody else can do it for you. Your laundry, it has to be folded a certain way, put away the certain way. Your beds have to be made, done away certain way. Nobody else can do it for you. Your hair, your anything has to be done a certain way. Whether that is you have to put your makeup up a certain way. Each brush has to be in a certain place each time you put it away. Each color has to be in a certain order if you have a compact like me or whatever, or everything, just everything. There can't be dust at any time, like everything. And if you see a drop of paper in the floor, you cannot stop thinking about it until you pick that little crumb up. Everything has to be like it's compulsive. You have to do it right then. If anything is out of place, you have to do it right then. Right then and right there. And that's it. Period. Period. You have to. Or you'll not stop thinking about it. It will drive you crazy. Okay, next. Self-doubt. So, self-doubt, a lot of people think of that as like looking at yourself like I'm not pretty or I'm not this or that. But if self-doubt in this aspect is like, do I love my mom as much as she loves me? Do I love my husband more than he loves me? Does my husband love me more than I love him? Like questions like that. more or less questioning things that probably have no reason to be questioned at all, right? So self-doubt in that aspect that most people don't even think of, especially not obsessively, right? Like, well, does my mom love my sister more than me? Do I love my sister more than I love my mom? And I'm not just saying it can be family or something like that. It can be anything at all, but doubting yourself in some way, in the way that you feel about something or someone else, or like they feel less than you do them. One or the other, like back and forth, vice versa. So I say these things to you because I want you to understand when you see me in a off, like you can feel it, you can tell because I show up and I am who I am. When you're in my Insta stories and the ones I share to Facebook and you're asking me if I'm okay, I am okay. I will make it through it. But all of those things are me except one, and that is where is it at? The irrational fears. That's the only one that is not me. And so lately I've been going through that spell, and it's because it's just this time of year. It does it to a lot of us. If I'm not alone in that, raise your hand if you get the holiday anxiety mess going on. If it happens for you, it's really something that we cannot control. But what we can do, right? What we can do is be conscious of it and try to work out of it. And the best way to do that, and Michaela says it best, is do some self-love practicing. Practice loving yourself and asking yourself, what am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? Is this rational? Is this okay? Why am I not going to sleep right now? Can I change it? Is this something I can control? And talk to yourself about it. I don't care if anybody else thinks it's cool or not. I don't care how weird you may sound if you ask yourself, am I being rational right now? Is this compulsive? Am I being a perfectionist? Do I need to push myself? Like all these things. Can that piece of paper in the floor wait? Can that spot on Harley's face wait? Like little things like that. Ask yourself those things. Even if you need to write it down, you need to say it out loud, do it. And care less what anybody else around you is thinking, because your mental health is as important, if not more important, than your body health. Because your brain will either help your body or hurt your body. One or the other. One or the other. And I have thyroid issues too, so I really have to battle with everything. Everything's out of whack, and so when my hormones are out of whack already, and then I have anxiety, I really struggle, but I fight. And I fight so hard, and that's what I want you to do. I've learned all these things on how to do things at home throughout the last 15 months. Probably even more than that, because when my husband was going through it, but it wasn't for me. I never really cared and self-cared and self-loved for me for years and years and years and years and years up until the last year. But now that I'm aware, I get through the episodes faster. But the people that love us, they sometimes they get aggravated with us, or they don't really fully understand. And we just have to give them grace because they don't get it. They've not been there. And at the same sense, in the same breath, they have to give us grace because they've not been there, right? They've not been there, so we give them grace. They've not been there, so they give us grace. And it needs to work that way, because it's just not something you can control. You can fight your way through it, and you can make it easier. You just can't turn it on and off like a switch. It just doesn't work that way. So if you or someone you love are going through it, I want you to know that you matter. You matter so much, and that you're not doing everything wrong. You are beautiful inside and out no matter what. Everything does not have to be perfect. You are awesome just the way you are. And everything is going to work out. Every single thing is going to work out, and it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. okay. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. It will be okay. So that is what I wanted for you guys. I want to thank everybody who's been asking me how I am. Am I off? Is something up? This is just normal, normal stuff. But, you know, it happens. And here I am. I'm still showing up. I'm still showing up. I'm still doing all the things because I'm pushing myself. Because that's not an option for me to not. And I think that makes me super high functioning, but it serves me because I don't give up on myself or anybody else. I will never give up on anyone. Like, it's so hard for me to walk away from anyone because I don't give up. I do not. Everybody has good in them. Everybody can do anything they want. Everyone matters. 100%. Every single human matters. And that's the way that I feel. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know that it was a little off. And again, I'm not a doctor, right? Don't diagnose yourself. If you can see a physician, please see one if you feel like these things are for you. But if you can't for whatever reason, just practice asking yourself the questions. Can I control this? Can I change it? And if not, try to focus on something else. A hobby, something you like to do, whatever. Playing with your kids, whatever. But I love you guys. Thank you all so much for sharing. There's been several of you shared. I thank you. And I will see you again hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully I can push through it and be here again tomorrow. So love you guys. Bye.